Cool. So, hi everyone. I hope that I am live. I was about to be live a bit earlier, but this is my first time I'm doing a live video and it feels a bit strange. So don't judge me very hard and very much. So, I am just going to start with an introduction to what's going on right now in Ireland, and then I would like to talk about my thoughts and what's happening. I will try not to make a very long video, and this is going to be something very challenging for me, and this live video makes me to get out of my comfort zone. So yes, I didn't get out of my comfort zone for pretty long, so that's why I'm trying to get out as quick as possible, because life gets so boring if you don't get out of your comfort zone. Cool. Let me start with an introduction, like what's going on at the moment. So we are still in a lockdown, and on the 18th of May, Ireland is going to enter into the phase 1. So it's on Monday. Oh, hi guys, that's so nice. So yeah, phase number 1 means that we still have to stay at home as much as possible. We just still have to keep a 2-meter distance between each other. And construction workers, gardeners, outdoor workers, they can return to work. Also, people can get outside their houses within 5 kilometers, so to do some sport, which is amazing. We can get out now only 2 kilometers away. Also, some certain shops are going to be open. Also, people can meet friends and family in groups of maximum 4. So yeah, and then phase 2 should begin on the 8th of June. So schools, and for also I wanted to mention about schools and about universities. Many people ask me about what's going to happen with the universities with the 2020-2021 intake. So this means, so what's going to happen to people who are going to start studying next year? And universities mentioned that they will open in September, and I even got an email from a university saying that they will open from September, which is great news. I know that in the USA, many universities will be mixed, so they will provide online and also offline courses, which is pretty good. So yeah, we start to get back to normal life. So I'm really, really happy that we get back to this normal life. So I see a few people joined us. Good morning for someone. It's morning for me. It's afternoon. Yeah, it took me really long to get ready for a live video. So yeah, and I wanted to talk with you about some thoughts I have, because next week I'm gonna pass my last exams in college, and college will be over, like university will be over, and like a proper adult life begins. And I met many people who told me that they are not really sure what they want to do after the university, but they don't know what to do. They want to do something, but they do not know what to do. And I'm really curious, like, how many of you have finished universities? How many of you have understood what you like to do, what you don't like to do? How do you deal with that? How do you find out what you do in your adult life? Like, do you look for better jobs? Do you, I don't know, start some courses? And like, what do you do in life in general? That's really interesting to know, because when you finish like a phase in your life, it feels so strange. Like, I mean, it feels very strange to me when you are like about to finish a phase in your life and you have to start moving on, and you have to start achieving new things, you have to start planning something else. So let me know, like, what do you generally do in life? How did you understand that this is something you like, but this is something you don't like? Probably I personally would start by trying different things. I used to work in a terrible place. It was called Burger King, and I understood that I hate working in the food industry. So now I know that if something happens, I will never work in the food industry. I'll work everywhere except the food industry, for example. So this is how I know what I don't like, and I try to find out what I really like. I understand that I really like working in technology, because technology usually and like always develops very quick. You always have to be ahead of the market. You always have to think. You always have to gain competitor insights, and this is pretty interesting. So I will also look into my financial situation. I think finance is extremely important, and probably looking to create more sources of income. Income is very important. Many people make us feel guilty because we talk about money and because we value money, but money is extremely important because money can give you education, money can give you holidays, money can give you health. With money, you can go to a doctor and look after yourself and buy different comfortable things and stuff like that. So I will look definitely into my financial situation, and I'll try to get more sources of income. And I'm very curious, like, how many sources of income do you have? Like, I really, really want to know. Like, do you have one source of income, two, five, 10? I know many people and they only have one source of income, and I think it's a very big problem. I am working to create an extra source of income right now. I think it's extremely, extremely important. So yeah, if you want to write in the chat how many sources of income you have, it would be interesting to know. I really hope that you have more than one source of income. I also found it very important to make sure that we have an emergency fund, and I really hope that you have an emergency fund. And it's something like really, really important to have in case something happens, in case another virus happens or something else happens. It's important to make sure that we have an emergency fund. And I started learning more about stock markets and investments. I find it very interesting. I can't say I know too much about it. I can't say, but I'm going to invest now, that I'm going to buy some stocks, like shares on the stock market right now. But at least I'm trying to get some knowledge about that. And maybe later, when I will understand much more about it, I will definitely try to invest in stock markets because it seems to be the new way to make money. It seems to be an additional source of income. Obviously, it's risky, but still, it's something very important to know. So yeah, cool. And another thing that I was thinking that I should do when I finish university is to start focusing on my health a lot, like as much as possible. Like visit all the doctors, do more gym. I don't know, like I will definitely look for some dance courses because dancing makes me extremely happy. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can do. So if you have some ideas, please let me know. Also, I was thinking about personal development, like the fact that I finished university scares me because I used to permanently learn something new. And now I am not going to be pushed to learn something new as much as I was pushed to do in the university. So I will have to look for some new courses. So some of those courses are going to be financial courses, investment, probably also talking to a financial consultant to know how to properly organize my time. So yeah, this is probably something I'm going to do after the university. Like, honestly, it's such a scary period, when you know that something ends and you have to create another life. Like, you have to think about creating another life. Also, I will definitely try to spend more time with friends and family, and I'll focus more onto understanding what I like and what I don't like. So yeah, cool, guys. What do you do? Like, what do you think doing this life is important after the university? So yeah, I can see some messages from you. Hey, from Quark. Hello. You just moved to Quark. Sorry. Yeah, so you ask about more sources of income, and so it's something that I'm thinking about right now. I can't say I'm an expert about like sources of income. So yep, a full-time job is one source of income. Another source of income can be, let's say, the second job, or maybe you do some freelancing, to probably get some extra money. Some people can teach languages, for example. Like, I know many people who learn Romanian and Russian, so I could start teaching Romanian and Russian. People who speak English and are native English speakers, they can make plenty of money because so many people out there, they're looking to talk to a native English speaker. So you definitely have a lot of opportunities to make money, and this is going to be another source of income. YouTube is also another source of income because obviously you know that you can monetize it and you can earn some money on ads. Stock markets, as well as I mentioned, and investment can be another source of money. So you can buy stocks like shares and you can get dividends on those shares. Or what else you can do? You can buy stocks and sell them for more expensive. But again, you have to learn more about stocks. Like I talk about myself, I have to definitely learn more about stocks before I can invest. And that's why I'm learning about those stocks, because this is going to be another source of income for me in the future. I still can't invest that much. I don't have what to invest, but I think that it's something long term and something that I'm looking to do. That's amazing. So I can see that you have several sources of income. That's amazing. I think it really makes you feel much better at a mental level. You know, when you know that if something happens, you can definitely look after yourself. You can look after your family. And about stocks, I can't say much. Unfortunately, I wish I was able to talk much more about stocks and shares and dividends and all those things and investment, but I'm still learning about that. So probably later, maybe in a few months, in a year, I'll be able to talk more about it. And I have no experience of doing that, but I find it something very, very interesting. And again, um, a long-term income source. So somebody is saying that we are between jobs at the moment. And they have an option to get education with low income or get a job and start earning okay income. And can't do both. What would you do, Brandon? Oh, this is actually a very difficult question. In terms of education, like what is education going to give you? Is it going to give you just a piece of paper? If it's just a piece of paper, you can probably do some part-time learning. But if education is going to give you like real good knowledge that you will be able to use in future, then probably it's worth taking the option with education. In terms, it's a very complicated question, honestly, and I even can't answer it right now. But definitely probably think what education is going to give you and what the job which gives you high income is going to give you. Let's say if you get really good income, you don't do college or university, but at the same time you get a lot of experience from your job, then experience is going to count as education as well. Probably it's important to think long term in this situation, but it depends on your current situation. And maybe you don't have any help from the financial point of view, then maybe you can take the job which pays more. If you have some help from the financial point of view, maybe take the job that pays less. That would be amazing. Sorry, I'm trying to think about it, but it's a very complicated question. And I also see people saying that they always have emergency funds for rainy days. That's amazing. I started making sure that I always have an emergency fund not so long ago, before this whole quarantine thing happened. And I'm happy I did. And, you know, I wasn't very responsible with the emergency funds. And I used to have mommy, and mommy always thought about me. And I always used to think that if something happens to me, I will call mommy and mommy is going to give me money. But now I understand that I can't do that anymore. I have to start looking after myself, and later on I have to start looking after my mom and my family. So yeah, it's important to start making a financial caution. Cool, let me read what else you say. I am investing for the long term. My plan is to live on my dividends in the future. So it's Diego. Oh yeah, that's very interesting, Diego. I'm also trying to learn as much as possible about dividends, about stocks. And if you can share with us, like, where did you get that knowledge from? Did you watch YouTube videos? Did you learn it from the university? That would be interesting to know for us. I personally started to learn about corporate governance in the university, and it was an introduction to stock market, an introduction to dividends, an introduction to like to the corporate governance, to the way companies interact with their shareholders. And then I started to watch more YouTube videos, and to understand it a bit better, I started to read a lot of articles, to make a lot of notes. So this is how I am learning about dividends, stock market, shares, and these things. But yeah, if you can share where else you learn it. So from YouTube videos and some books. Yeah, I did the same thing from YouTube videos and from my big thick book from the university. It was pretty difficult to read it, but it was very interesting. So another question. Do you think if 40K per annum is good deal for 3 years experience software professional in Dublin? The question will be 40,000 euro. Is it after tax or before tax? Because if you tax 40,000 euro, you'll have less money. If 40,000 euro is after tax, so you already paid taxes and you have 40,000 euro left. If you divide before tax, you need to count how much money you will have left. I have a video about taxes, like explained in a really easy way. And if you divide that money by 12 months, you should have enough money to live. You definitely will have enough money for rent, food, bills, maybe a bit money left to save. So you have to divide those 40K. You have to get 40K minus the taxes, divide them by 12 months to find out how much money you will have per month. You'll definitely have enough money to survive, enough money to save, but maybe you can try to talk to your employer and tell them that you want to get more. Maybe ask them if you have a possibility to increase your income every 6 months or every year. This is very important, so try to negotiate with them a little bit, because probably for a software professional, you would earn a bit more, I suppose so. But 40K, if you don't have, you say you are an experienced software professional, then probably ask for a bit more. Definitely negotiate. I wasn't expecting that I can negotiate my salaries. I wasn't expecting that I can negotiate in a store. But actually, it's a very common practice in Ireland. So if you go to a store to buy a TV, you can negotiate and be like, give me some discount. Or if you talk to an employer, you can negotiate with them and tell them that, look, I have this much experience. This is what I'm going to give you. I bring you much more value than you pay to me. So I would like you to consider to increase the income. So probably talk to them and try to negotiate, because you seem to be experienced and you can ask for more money. But tell them what benefits you will give them. Like, for example, you'll give them point number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they have to pay for it. Cool. Let me read your questions. In your honest opinion, what is a good yearly salary to have for someone with a family to lead a sort of comfortable life in Ireland? I know it's subjective, but would like to know a rough figure. So Bevin is asking, comfortable eating out and movies once in a while. Oh yeah, definitely. Again, it's my personal opinion. I would probably need to have roughly, let's say, 2,000 euro per month for myself to live extremely comfortably. For a family, maybe, let's say, about 3,000 euro, if you can do this. It's definitely possible, because if you earn, let's say, 2,000 euro and your wife earns 1,000 euro, you have 3,000 euro, so you should be okay to have enough money for yourself, your wife, and let's say your child. So don't you think that this is the time to buy stocks since they have come down so much? It's a very complicated question, again, because I'm not an expert and I just started learning this in February, I think so. Yeah, it was in February, so I can't say too much. But as far as I know, the stocks didn't go down too much according to NASDAQ. So NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange, I think so. They didn't go down because many people started to buy stocks. everyone was like, oh my God, prices are going down. So what happened that prices went down, but because there was huge demand, prices went up again. And probably it's worth um, checking the price, and if you can afford it, probably, yeah, I'd say so, because yeah, we can buy stocks of certain companies, um, yeah, because certain companies can definitely lower their prices, but probably we need to make a very good research about each company that we want to invest in. But again, you need to consult yourself with a specialist. This is what I've just been learning a bit in the university and from some videos. How many kids? I personally don't have kids, but if you ask about kids, so I was talking about how much income you need to have to live a comfortable life for a family, and 3,000 euro was for a couple and one child. So someone says, how is mortgage/rent? Maybe you're asking, should we get a mortgage or rent? I'm personally renting for now, but I would definitely think into getting a mortgage or buying a house later on, when I will definitely be sure in which country I want to live. It's a very strange situation because I don't really know where I want to live. I like Ireland, but at the same time, I would really like to try different countries, and maybe I would rent for now if you're not sure where you want to live. But I think if I was sure that I want to live in Ireland, I will definitely look into getting a mortgage. It should be much easier to get a mortgage right now in Ireland, I'd say so, because of this crisis situation. It should get a bit easier. The problem was that houses were very, very expensive, and the European Union made it more difficult for people in Ireland to get mortgages. I'm not sure about other European countries, but it became much more difficult for people here to get mortgages. So they had to provide much more documents. They had to have higher incomes. So yeah, the government made it much more difficult to get a mortgage. Hopefully this situation is going to change now. We'll see what's going to happen. There are 2 live chats showing. Guys, it's my first live chat, so I honestly am not sure what's showing and what's not showing. But yeah, I'll try to deal with everything after this live chat finishes. Thank you. It's just my first live chat, and I wasn't 100% sure how to do it, and I wanted to get myself out of my comfort zone. So yeah, so I tried it right now. But I will deal with it once this live chat is over. Cool. I have another question here. Hello. I'm from India. An account. So you ask about the Galway School of Business and about the scope of finance and accountant in Ireland. So I am not really sure about Galway School of Business because I haven't tried it myself. I don't really know people from there. But in terms of finance and accounting, I know that many people are learning accounting, and I suppose that this is a good job because if you're a good specialist, people are going to look for you. For example, there are many self-employed people, and those self-employed people also need to have an accountant who is going to make their papers and send the reports to the revenue, for example. So I'm sure that accounting sounds something very, very good. In terms of finance, I'm always for studying finance because you will learn about stocks, about different markets, about the way money operates. You will know where to invest money better, where to keep your money, how to keep your money. So this is something that's going to help you. I'm sure. But yeah, I've seen many people learning accounting, and it seems accountants seem to be very in demand at the moment. Oh, somebody tells me that I need to be live more often. Thank you. I get much more comfortable with it now after 20 minutes of my live video. And I really enjoy it, so I'll probably do it a bit more often once I understand how it works properly. So yeah, cool guys. I really enjoy your questions. So if you have more questions, you can ask me. And I'm happy that some of you have a few sources of income. And I know it can be difficult. Like even I don't know how to make more sources of income. But if you are speaking English really well, or if you're native English speakers, you can definitely earn more money because there are so many people out there in the world who are looking to just talk to you because they want to learn English. And people are crazy about learning English right now. Like I can tell about Moldova, for example. There are everywhere schools of English. Everyone is trying to get a native speaker into their school to talk to their children, to their students. So definitely this is a way to make some extra money right now. Cool. So somebody asked me about if I think, Devin asked me if I think about settling in Ireland and citizenship, maybe. I am not sure about settling in Ireland yet. In terms of citizenship, I can apply and become a citizen by naturalization in 1 year. So because I'm an EU citizen, I can get Irish citizenship if I lived 5 years in Ireland. And next year, I'm going to have 5 years in Ireland, so I can apply for citizenship. I'm still thinking, is it worth or not worth? I will think about it. I still have 1 year. I'm also saving all my documents. It's very important to make sure that we always save all the documents. I have folders with each year, with documents from each year. So yeah, I'm just saving the documents for now. I'm not sure if I'm going to apply for citizenship in Ireland. I'll still take my time. Somebody asked about American English versus British English. To me, American English seems to be a bit easier because I watch more movies in American English, and British English is very different from Irish English, from American English, from Australian English. But probably if you think about settling in Britain, then yes, British English. If you think about living in other countries, I would go for American English. Are you from Ireland? No, I'm not originally from Ireland. I'm from a Republic of Moldova. This is Eastern Europe. So yeah, and somebody asked me if I have visited India. No, I haven't. I have a few friends from India. Yes. But I haven't visited it yet. I will definitely visit it. It's on my to visit list. I have loads of countries in my to visit list, and slowly I'm gonna visit each of them. And somebody asked me about yay, American English. Yeah, I find American English a bit clearer, but it depends to what you got used with, you know. Like for example, or is pronounced differently in Ireland. It's or, in Britain it's ah, in American is slightly different. So yeah, it probably depends on where you want to live, but definitely American English is important because everyone, like a huge amount of people, speak American English. And obviously we want to talk to them, so it's important to speak American English, but depends on the country you live in. Where you live? I live in Dublin at the moment, and I enjoy it for now because we have beautiful weather. There is no sun at the moment. I want some sun, but it's very comfortable weather. It's not too hot. It's very mild at the moment. Cool, guys. So I just want to check something, and I want to see if there is anything I wanted to talk to you about. Yeah, I generally wanted to talk about life after university and what we can do to make our life better, because it feels like we're starting a new, like I'm starting a new phase in my life, and I have so many questions to what should I do, where should I start, what should I look at, what should I focus on. So yeah, it's it's something interesting, challenging though. What other country or countries do you consider to live in? So Christina asked me. Where are you from, Christina? Yeah, because name Christina is pretty widespread in Moldova. Yeah. I think about trying a few places. I don't think about settling in, but just trying a few places. So I'd really like to try an island life. Like, I don't know, let's say going to Bali for a few months. I just want to try it. Or maybe I'll go to Ibiza for a few months and I will just thrive life on the island. On an warm island. I would love to try living a bit in the US because I'm curious to meet some new people. I'm curious to see how life is happening in the US. I would definitely try Spain. I love Spain and I want to go to Spain again. And obviously, I would try to travel to many countries to see what's the life there, to see people, to see what kind of what kind of how they live, because they have different cultures, and when you move to a different country, you have to learn the culture, and this is not easy at all. Oh, Christina, so you're from Moldova. That's so nice. I'm from Moldova as well. So cool, guys. My live is about 30 minutes long. Let me know if you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't extremely structured, because it was my first live. It was an interesting experience, but I will try to make more live videos. I will try to make them a bit more structured, a bit more interesting. So yeah, thank you for being with me. Also, make sure you do connect with me on Instagram. I want to see you there. So I'm just going to share the link from my Instagram and you can follow me there. Perfect. So I shared the link to my Instagram in the chat. And I will see you in my Instagram. I will see you in my next live video. I'm going to save this one. And if you have some interesting topics you would like to talk about, let me know in the comments. I will read them for sure. Thank you, guys. It was nice talking to you and see you very soon.